Did you get our selfie?
Got our selfie.
Got our selfie. All right, cool. Hey, everybody, welcome to the BlabberMalt Show. This is, what did I say? February 10th, 2026. I put October 2nd. I don't know. My dyslexia. It's episode 132. And this is a whale show for us, Tom. It's a whale. We've been trying to get these guys for a while, and we got them. Congratulations, Tom. We're down at Market Garden production facility with Andy. Hello, Andy. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Yeah, fantastic.
Doing great.
Pretty excited tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Green Band official name is it Irish Town, Irish Bend? What's the official name of the
Yeah, so we're in the Irish Town Bend tap room. This used to be just a retail space and an event space up here, but in the last spring we opened up a bar downstairs, and it is open to the public 6 days a week. And yeah, it's to celebrate the building of Irish Town Bend Park, which is kind of working its way down here.
If you're confused as to where it is, there's a gigantic sign that says beer right above the door, so you can't miss it. You can't miss it.
the parking lot of the West Side Market, basically.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, this is the BlabberMalt Show, and we go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We're out at a cool brewery. We're down in the studio with a brewer or somebody connected to the craft beer or beverage industry somehow. If it has to do with craft beer in Northeast Ohio, it's fair game for the BlabberMalt Show.
Because we like to talk about beer, brewing, and bullcrap.
That's for sure. I think we're get a little bit of all of those three tonight.
And where do they find us? Where are we streaming at?
The BlabberMalt Show, Facebook, YouTube, and cross-posting on Northeast Ohio Craft Beverage News. We are at BlabberMalt X, Instagram, and Threads. And if you're ever confused, you can hit the Beacons link, and you'll get to all the places you need to go, all our socials, and the fourth wall where you can get merch, glasses, shirts, hats, stickers, stuff like that. So.
And Market Garden, where are you guys located physically and online here?
Yeah, physically we're at 1947 West 25th Street. That's our pub and restaurant. This is behind the parking lot at 1849 West 24th Street. And then we also have Nano Brew on the corner of 25th and Bridge. And we also have Brightside across the street from the brew pub, which the address I can't remember. But anyway,
across the street.
Yeah, it's over there.
Yeah, and on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, I think I've seen you guys, all those places, letting everybody know what cool stuff is going on. We got some Blabbermalsters here. We have a nice little studio audience here. It's pretty awesome.
Rubies.
Yeah.
And we did start off with our first beer. And Andy, what is this?
This is probably our most famous beer. It's our Prosperity Wheat. It's a German-style Hefeweizen. I poured that first just because it came off the can line today, so it is extremely fresh. But it's also won us more medals than any other beer that we have. So I think that's cool.
Cheers, fellas. Thank you.
And I would say in the true German style, I definitely taste a slight clove, more banana, which I prefer personally.
Yeah, it's the beer we really like to tease all the flavor elements out. You can do that in the brew house as well as in fermentation. So it's pretty cool to make.
Now, was this one of the earlier beers that Market Garden did brew? Has it been around for a while?
This was the first beer we made.
First beer?
Yeah. I mean, I did one batch called Test Market Ale or something. It was pipe cleaner. You do that and you throw it away. But this was like the first one I got some good feedback on the flavor elements of a new brew house. You always kind of have to do that.
And when was that?
2011.
2011. You guys have been around since 2011.
Pipe cleaner. That's a new term. I hadn't heard that before. So you drank some of it though, right?
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that would have been brewed on your brewery that you had, the Market Garden. That's the pub on West 25th. I know in the back there, you guys have the brewery still active. You guys like a pilot system, or?
But we don't use it much. COVID kind of put the kibosh on that. And actually, opening this up in 2016, now we're just making most of the beer here and sending it across the street. But we do have a pilot system we put in downstairs in the lower brew house here. It's a 2.5 barrel system, so we're getting all kinds of fun, innovative stuff coming off of that. And we ship that, either across the street or we put it on tap here over Nano. We just kind of move it around.
And obviously you do some canning too.
We do a little bit of that, yeah.
Well, you guys can all see that on the number of cans that
I just went down to the cooler and grabbed a variety of different things, and so we're in all kinds of I guess categories, in terms of beer distribution. We've got a craft portfolio, which is our traditional, Pilsner, IPAs, do some stouts, and just all kinds of another IPA there. But we also have kind of a flavored malt beverages, if you want to call them that. So we have some shandies, and then we also have this beer. Not sure where to put it. It's a yuzu flavored lager. Don't have to put it anywhere you want. It's delicious. Put it in your mouth. Then we also do cider. So we have Heart Cider there. We also have one called Big Heart, which is stronger. And then these two are our newest creations, and we're going into, I guess, called the domestic beer category. It's more of a distribution category, not really. I mean, they're all domestic. It's right here, right? But this is our Cleveland Light Lager, and then this is Hometown Traditional Lager. So it's more amber colored, and both light, drinkable, enjoyable. You can just smash them down. So those will be going out in 12 packs and 24 packs.
Something we have seen in the brewery industry, that there has been a turn a little bit towards the lighter beers, even though they're craft, so they still have a lot more flavors than some of the commercial light beers. And I've had some. It's there's nothing wrong with still having a good 4 or 5% beer that has flavor.
Yeah.
And as long as it's still got that flavor, I'm all for it. And I'm glad you guys are kind of doing that.
Yeah, we'll go against all the big players out there, or think of like Garage Beer, Cincy Light, even Bud, Miller Coors. But the difference is these taste really good. So.
Shots fired. Macro beer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you go to the ballpark and you see an example of something craft, but a little bit lighter, so you're going to have more than one or three of them.
Right.
Yeah, I would definitely gravitate towards one of those choices.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to throw in, just because you did mention stouts, and my wife's out there, she can help me with this one. There was a beer we came down here many years ago. It was it a coffee stout? It was phenomenal. We came back a week later to get some more and put it in a growler. You guys were all out of it. I don't think you've ever made it again that we could find.
Yeah.
But it just was a hats off. I mean, it had so many rich flavors in it.
Yeah, we've done some fun things with coffee, and so we did one, might have been 10 years ago, called Midnight Vorlauf. So a little fun with brewers' terminology, but that one we actually packaged. But we also have right now Cool Runnings, which is a kind of a rum flavored stout.
Rum flavored
So
stout.
yeah, so some rum barrel aging, and it's just a kind of like a rum cake. Yeah. Dipping our toes a little bit, I guess, in the pastry stout realm, but
Does it almost give it a coconut taste then, maybe, with the rum? I don't know.
we'll have to crack it and find
All
out.
right, let's find out. All right, keep that in the back of your minds.
Yeah. We've
Yeah,
also
is
got
it-
something fun for you here. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you
No,
off.
it's all right.
We have our old groundhog barley
I
wine.
saw that.
This is last year's version from 2025, and then this is this year's version, which is barrel aged, and it's just right out of the tank, so we haven't gotten into the can yet. But we can do a little comparison there if you'd like.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Is the Cool Runnings, is that going to be a yearly offering, or is that kind of a one-off?
It's kind of a one-off for the this time of year.
Okay.
For the Olympics? For the Jamaican?
For the Jamaican Bob's.
Jamaican Bob's.
Yeah, we've got a couple of beers that we do during the holiday season. So we've got Party Lights, which is a Weizenbock. So if you're really into German wheat beers, that's a strong version. We also have Snow Garden, which is kind of a take on Hoegaarden. It's slightly stronger, but in that Belgian wheat beer style. Coriander and orange peel, things like that.
One of the things that I notice about Market Garden beers is they're all, you can drink them all. They're not cloying or, I mean, that sounded weird. It's meant to be a compliment. Sometimes somebody will, sometimes somebody will brew a beer and it's so cloying. It's it's a Christmas candle. It's, I can drink a little bit of this, but you can crush any of these. Franklin Castle is, you could just,
It's not too much of the
Pumpkin beer, spice
Yeah.
beer. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to think that we like balance, and drinkability. That's the two things that I think we hang our hat on. And
Well, it's nice when it still tastes like beer.
Right. Beer flavored beer is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if you can't drink it, it's going to sit in the
You're gonna have to
can,
dump
going
it,
to sit on the shelf. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Now, I am noticing a little bit, so like almost a old world theme though with the styles of beer. So is that something that's close to you and you've been able to continue doing? Is that in your?
I mean, I'm an '80s home brewer, so that I grew up, wanting to reproduce European style beers and really, hone in on pale ales, porters, IPAs eventually. But I really love lagers. My first brewery tour was in Germany in 1983 when I was in college, and I think that kind of set the hook. And here I am, 35 years later. Well, no, not from '83. Longer than that.
Do you have lagering tanks then? You have the sideways?
Oh yeah, they're not horizontal. We do it all in uni tanks. But yeah, if you have the right setup, you can do lager beers in vertical tanks all day, all night. Very successful.
And I mean, for those, behind us, these tanks that we see, these are not just for display purpose only, right? These are real?
Yep, this is our production brew house. It is sourced from Germany, a company called Esau and Huber. And so we have the mash tun there, the lauter tun right behind us, and the kettle whirlpool over there. We
So this
do
is
all kinds of fun.
This is the second floor, so
Yeah.
you
Yeah, the
can
real
see
fun's downstairs.
how big these tanks are.
Yeah.
What's the brew house size?
We can knock out 35 or 40 barrels depending on what we need. We can also do like little short 10-barrel batches, which is unique. But yeah, we have a lot of flexibility in terms of size.
On the same tanks, you can do 10 or 40?
We stole a couple of 10-barrel tanks from the pub and brought them over. So we tucked those down in the cellar. But yeah, we have 70-barrel tanks, so 2 brews. Then we have some 210-barrel tanks. We can put up to 6 brews in those. And then we have a pair of 245-barrel tanks, so we can put up to 7 brews in those. And then we run out of ceiling height.
Yeah. You have to excavate
Yeah.
to the basement.
Or pop through.
And do you still have the nano brew system set up at Nano Brew?
We do. Yep. We don't use it that much. Like I said, we've got our pilot system now, and that's much more sophisticated. It's actually steam fired with a mash kettle and a louder tun and a whirlpool. So it's designed more readily to scale up to production.
Because that was one of the neat things back in the day. I'll say 5 or 6 years ago when Nano first kind of got out there. You'd just come downtown here, you would go to West Side Market, and then you'd pop in to see what Andy brewed, because there was always something different. Whatever was there, it lasted for a couple days or a week.
Yeah.
You never knew.
Right. Yeah, it's a fun little system. It's basically a home brew system. It does 20-gallon batches, but it's direct fired and pretty simplistic. So it wasn't really suiting our needs to have scaling up of recipes, and we could trial things, but you really had to develop it more after that.
I said we weren't going to do this, but we gotta ask Andy a little bit about his history. We'd love to get him back in the studio and really do a deep dive, but just give us an overview of how did you get into brewing and why go professional, and what did that look like for you?
Sure.
I'll give you the mic here.
Okay. Well, in college I went to Germany and took my first brewery tour, and then I saved up some money after graduating in '85 and went to Europe again for 2 months and did a couple more brewery tours, as well as just bumming around. Then I came back and went to Kent State for graduate school. I got a history degree at the College of Worcester as my undergrad, and when you're a graduate student on the payroll of the university, you don't have any money. They paid once a month, and it was not much money, $525, I think.
Spent it all on beer.
So yeah. First week you would eat. The second week you'd eat less. Third and fourth week you'd starve. So I was like, I like beer. I got to figure out how to make it my own because I can't go to bars. It's too expensive. So
It was out of necessity.
necessity is the mother of invention. Yes. Fortunately, if you're in the Kent area, there's a company called LD Carlson right down the road,
Oh, yes.
and they're a major distributor of home brewing equipment and supplies. So went on down there.
Even back then, they've been around that long?
They've been around since
Because
the 70s.
we had them on the show, actually, about
Yeah.
6 months ago. Mike came in with Mike on the
And
show.
they're still a major supplier of ours. So, so started home brewing, messing around doing batches of malt extract beers. Not very good either. The first 4 batches were pretty god awful, but hey, it had alcohol. And then
Saved you some money.
Yeah, then a buddy of mine came over. He was at Carnegie Mellon and came to spend the weekend. He brought some of his homebrew beer, and it was like, wow, this is so good. What's that flavor in there? He's like, oh, I threw some hops in. I'm like, okay, and so then he said, here's a book you should read. It was Charlie Papazian's, homebrewing book, and that got me, on the road to much better brewing. And then eventually I teamed up with a buddy of mine, and we turned his basement into our little brewery with a little 10-gallon homebrew system that we carved out of, used to kegs and stuff like that. So did that for about 5 years, and meanwhile, Great Lakes is going strong as a brew pub, and we started having homebrew club meetings at Great Lakes in 1990. And I kept pestering poor Dennis Holland, who was the head brewer, saying, "Hey, need any help? I'm available." And finally, one day, a couple months later, he did call me and say, "Hey, are you still interested in a job?" And I'm like, "Absolutely. Let me tie up what I'm doing and get in there."
Before you get off, but what were you actually? You were going graduate school at Kent State. What was your undergrad? What was your graduates that you were going for? What were you?
So my undergraduate degree is in history, and my graduate program is also in history. Yeah.
Okay, and that's actually where Germany comes into that and traveling.
Yep.
But then the beer, I guess, beer history. All right.
Yeah, it's fun. But the thing about a history degree is, what do you do with it? Unless you're going to be a teacher or maybe a librarian, or if you want to use it as a source to go to law school or something like that. And I didn't want to do any of those, so I was just bumming around doing various odd jobs, trying to figure out what to do with my life.
All right.
So here we are.
Yeah. I think you chose wisely. We appreciate
Yeah.
your choices.
So that started you at Great Lakes. I know you then took a journey to some other breweries. What got you back to Cleveland? And I'm assuming that was to start Market Garden?
Yes. So I left Dogfish Head at the end of 2009, and my wife and I, we really wanted to get back to Northeast Ohio and to Cleveland. She's a native Clevelander. I grew up in Akron, but after working at Great Lakes, I was up here in Cleveland. So I kind of poked around Northeast Ohio, looking at various sites. Looked at something in Kent, a couple sites around here, and one down in Worcester, which is now JAFB.
Oh.
So I thought that was a great site, and my wife was finally like, "That's fine, Andy. You put your brewery anywhere you want, but we're living in Cleveland." So, so the real reason is my wife.
Depends on how far you want to drive, right?
Can you imagine if Market Garden was in Worcester?
Might not have been called Market Garden. Yeah.
All right, so that's how you ended up here wanting to get a brewery. I'm assuming then you found someone who wanted to partner with you to get the business going, and the name Market Garden came from?
Yeah, so my business partners, Sam and Mark, Mark just called me up out of the blue while I was driving around looking at places, and I was like, "How did you get my number?" They had found some reference on a website to this guy who's leaving Delaware and moving back to Cleveland, and they had what at the time was Beer Market, now it's Brightside. They had the property for the brew pub, and they had a loan from the city. So they had the restaurant experience, the location, some funding. Did not have a brewer, and I didn't really want to be in the restaurant side of things too much. I like beer is much more predictable, so less chaotic, I think. So we just joined forces, and it became a really good partnership. And so we got Market Garden open in 2011, and the name came about. This is pretty funny. We almost had the place open and ready to go, and we still hadn't found a name that we liked. We were just kind of throwing all these ideas around, and finally it was like, you know what? There's the West Side Market, and we have a beer garden. Let's call it Market Garden. And I did raise the objection, being a historian kind of guy. I was like, well, that's like a pretty disastrous Allied airdrop in World War II. It was not a good day for us, not a good week. So, and Sam looked at me, and it makes me cry to think about it, but he was right. He said, "Andy, don't worry. Nobody in America under the age of 40 knows anything about U.S. history." And I was like, you're right. Ugh, I hate it.
You're like, I'm so sad, but okay.
But yeah, we can.
Was
run
the choice for this area anything to do with Great Lakes being here?
It didn't hurt, you know. For me, I was like, hey, I'm back, you know. Just a 9-iron shot away. But yeah, I love this neighborhood, you know. I've built six breweries in my career, and 5 of them have been within 4 blocks right here. So that's kind of cool. Can't think of anybody else can say that in their city.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
So a lot of pride in Cleveland.
Yeah. Looks like we should drink some beer.
Yeah.
You have glasses.
What do you want to drink?
You guide us through the Market Garden tour. What should we?
Let's start with the light ones and work our way up.
So as you're saying, these are 2 newer ones that are kind of
Yeah.
macro micros.
Cleveland Light Lager. So we took we partnered with Destination Cleveland. So they have the iconic Cleveland signs all over the city. So they get a cut of the proceeds. But the idea is that, you know, you see that, you're going to want to buy it if you're from this area.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
Or take it to your friends who are out of state.
right. And say, look.
Or your
this is what
friends
we
in
can get in Cleveland.
your friends in Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
I'm thinking about my friend in Philly who's a Clevelander, so I might take that home
There's
for
a
him.
lot of people from Cleveland scattered all over.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
So tell us a little bit about the actual bills. Light lager.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of adjunct. The adjunct is rice, and I like rice instead of corn because you can't really taste it. Corn has a distinctive taste, and I don't like it. But it's light. It's not particularly bitter, but it's got a nice, firm, kind of bracing bitterness. 4.5% alcohol, so you can drink it, you know, pretty much from the minute you get up till you go to bed.
And it is a little bit sweet too, which when you said that there was the rice versus the corn, I was not necessarily expecting that, but it still comes through.
Yeah, you know, it's got some malt character and a little sweetness. You know, we're trying to keep the bitterness low because that fits the profile of the people that normally like domestic beers.
Yeah, that's a ton more flavor than a domestic.
Yeah, it's pale in color. I mean, if you hold this up next to a Bud Light, it's going to look like it's a dark beer.
Yeah. We won't hold that against you.
So clear though.
Crystal.
Yeah, but I enjoy this.
Nice.
I drink one of these every night when I get home with dinner
Yeah.
because it goes with anything.
Yep.
Pairs
Like I
well
said-
with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drinkable.
You should put that
Crushable.
in a can.
Right. Exactly.
Pairing options.
Pairs with
Everything.
All food substances.
Whatever you got.
Including popcorn and potato chips. So this one's Hometown, traditional lager. So this is going to be, well, let me pour it and show you. A tad darker. In the sense that traditional lagers, before they got really light in color, they were all kind of dark because of the malts that were being used back then. And then really, when the German immigrant brewers figured out that people drink with their eyes, they want something lighter. But this, you know, if you've ever held up a glass of Yingling, it kind of looks like this. So I think that's kind of the model here. Is you want to have something that gives them a little run for their money.
And again, 4.5.
4.5.
4.5.
Yep. Easy drinking.
Yeah. That seems to be the theme here.
And this one, I can definitely taste the malt and a little bit of little hops too, versus the light lager, which
Yep.
I didn't get any of that necessarily. Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But this,
There's a little
I
bit
like
of
that.
little bit of Vienna malt in here,
Oh,
so you get this
yes.
interplay of the hops and the malts.
that gives you
yeah.
some of the color too, right? The Vienna
Yep, absolutely.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Hometown lager.
Both.
Hometown.
Yeah. All we need is a stout here to balance it all out.
Yeah, right?
Unfortunately, it's hard to sell stouts. They just, like on tap at your pub, you'll sell the heck out of them. You put it in a bottle or can, and nobody buys it. I don't know why.
Yeah. Seems to be the thing with Belgians, too.
Yeah.
Like Belgians in a tap room
Yeah.
move. But so let's talk about the brew pubs here, this one and the original. You know, what's the feel when you want when somebody comes into your brewery? What's the kind of the aesthetic you're going for, and how do you bring that across to your customers?
Well, I would say we have, I guess, a little bit of a different aesthetic compared to a lot of traditional brew pubs, they tend to be highly masculine in their decor choices, whereas we're trying to appeal to a broader audience, a spectrum, and get people in here, family friendly, but we definitely want to have the full spectrum of ages and sexes represented.
We're people on the spectrum, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, so if you go into Market Garden Pub there, you'll see like chandeliers, which have these little flickering lights in them, and it's kind of a weird boxy shaped thing, like a box of spaghetti, very long, and different rooms. We built the place out. I think we can put about 700 people in there at full capacity.
700?
Yeah, so we got a full basement. We've got the upstairs with two bars.
Is the basement still open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause that is a really neat spot.
Yeah.
We use it for overflow and in bad weather or for events. But we also have the beer garden, and then we also
The
built
beautiful fireplace.
Yeah, we built out a rooftop deck as well, which is right now it's an event space. You have to kind of plan for that in advance. That's made for more like bridal parties and things that have photo opportunities.
Yeah, and it's I think because it's kind of broken up, you don't feel like there's 700 people in there. You can go out on the beer garden, have your little gathering. You can go inside, go in the bar, proper up front. It seems cozy
Yeah, you
for a
can
place
zone it-
that
you can zone
can
it
host
out.
700
Yeah.
people.
I would not have thought it was that big. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. The pizzas are great too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza has become our theme. We used to have a pretty broad menu all over the place, but COVID refined a lot of things for a lot of people when we said we need to make our menu a lot more straightforward. So,
Yeah.
so we have pizza and then we have non-pizza.
Yeah, that pepperoni pizza. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a favorite of mine.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, Tom. Tom's particular about the cupping of the pepperoni, how crisp the edges get. Is it? What do you think, Tom? Is it?
I don't remember the last time I remember the Scotch eggs we used to get a lot here.
Still have those.
Okay, it's probably been a while since I've had their pizza.
Okay,
Try it.
You might have to try that again. Yeah.
I'll be paying attention. See if Tom sends it back for 3 more minutes in the oven. Likes those edges crisp.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
I am not that bad. My goodness.
He's kind of bad. He's kind of bad.
I guess speaking to the vibe, in this tap room that we just opened, it's, I don't want to say eclectic. It's well lit, not right now, but during the daytime when the sun's coming in, these windows face south, so you get it's really interesting. You basically see the market parking lot and all the activity going on. It's a nice, inviting space. There's a bar it's pretty small. It seats maybe 10 people, and then there's chairs and tables around. But it's our only place that doesn't have food. So you can order food from the restaurant or from the market or bring in a pizza or whatever. That's okay.
Oh, that's cool.
But we're just here pouring beer. And, we do have food. We have some potato chips.
Oh yeah. It goes
Well,
right here.
and I know when this first kind of opened up, you're also doing tours and stuff. Are there still tours available of the actual production facility?
Yep, we do tours on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. You can sign up for them, or if someone is available on the weekend, they'll walk you around.
That's cool. And there's we're up in this is a little event space, and there's a bar right behind the camera here, which is kind of cool. Is this place available for rent for?
We do events here, and on weekends we have live music. Yeah. So the fellow that used to program all the music for the what was it called over on the east side? Yeah, I'm blanking out. Anyway, long time music venue.
Okay.
And, when that closed down, he was looking for a place to do things. So yeah, a lot of jazz, a lot of kind of world music. Really cool small venue. You can put about 50, 60 people in here.
Yeah.
So it's Yeah, it's not like going to the Beachland or something really, bopping big. It's just nice, intimate space.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, this would be perfect for a business get together. Or
Yeah, we
Any
host
kinda-
meetings and you name it.
Yeah.
We've done yoga up here.
Especially if you have a business meeting where you need to have some beer, because
Right.
you know how that goes.
They go better.
Yeah, you get more agreement with your staff.
More synergy.
Yeah.
So I know we were talking about the taps here, your taps downstairs at the pub. Normally, about how many beers you keep on tap or in cycle? I mean, I know you have some seasonals. We talked a little about the Franklin Castle and things. Normally, what do you have on tap? And
So it depends on where you are. So here at the tap room, we have a dozen taps. So we just try and rotate through whatever is current, and also sometimes unique things that you won't get in the other locations. Over at Market Garden, we have 24 taps, so we can put on quite a few different beers. And usually there's at least 20 at any given time. We try and keep it pretty full. So yeah, it's anybody's guess as to what's going to be on when sometimes.
so would it be fair to say that if you went to Nano, the pub, and here at the production facility, you could probably find one beer that's only available at each of those places?
Oh, for sure. Yep. And Nano has some of our beers, but they also bring in a lot of guest beers. So it's more of a, street-friendly, casual bar, not so heavily food-focused, and yeah, it's just friendly neighborhood bar.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. So we talked about the size of here. Your annual production is coming out of mainly here, right?
Yep. We do just over 7,000 barrels a year, and we've been kind of flat with that for the last few years. And then this year we made a change. We brought in a new partner and president, Paul Cordo. He started in October, and he had 15 years experience as a vice president at Superior Beverage, which is our main distributor. So all of a sudden, that black box that was distribution, ta-da, we have insight. And so
You sniped him.
These two beers were really his idea to get into, a new category and really kind of repositioning some things and really getting, I like the way he thinks, because you have to think about who's your customer, right? And as a brewer, I always think the customer is the person that's doing this, putting the beer to their lips. But really, we sell all our beer to the distributor. So you need to help the distributor get behind your beer. What don't they have in their portfolio that they're looking to do against maybe another distributor? What are the gaps that you can fill? So that was been a novel kind of approach for me to look at, and it really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's kind of a huge
That's
strategic
Yeah.
advantage, I imagine.
So yeah, our sales are up about 20% in the last couple of months, which is impressive, and projected to keep going up. So
Yeah, that's great.
kind of cool.
Are you looking into getting into any other categories that, as beer drinkers have changed and people are changing what they drink? Any seltzers or THC beverages, NA beers? Or?
Yeah, we're toying. We've done some pilot brews for an NA. We've done some seltzer, dabbling with that. I kind of think that the seltzer ship has sailed, so we're really not putting much emphasis on that.
What about the pre-made cocktails with spirits?
RTDs and things like that? Yeah, I think we're going to look at getting, bringing some spirits in and doing some beverages that way. Going a little deeper on cider, and certainly the whole shandy mix. We keep innovating there, and we're kind of dabbling with maybe an energy drink, which is totally out of character, but
Hey.
why not?
All right, but let me ask the question that everyone's thinking, or at least everyone that's me. So I mean that's great, and I understand sales, and it is a business. It's nice to have those light lagers and hometown, the Cleveland beer that's kind of to the masses. Still has a little bit of the craft beer in it that's not your standard domestics.
Yep.
But you're not going to let the craft German beers go by the wayside, are you? It's still going to be
Nope.
part of the portfolio.
Oh yeah, a big part of it. Now we can actually hopefully grow it even further, because it just gives us another opportunity to sell more beer by having the right oomph behind it. just having that distribution knowledge is really, it's been a game changer.
You can have my German lager when you pry it from my cold dead hands.
Yep.
I mean, it's a great idea to have something that pays to keep the lights on,
Yeah.
but still be able to create those craft beers that you probably enjoy drinking and making. Which I guess that'll be my follow-up question. What is your favorite beer to make?
Ooh, to make, it's probably this one, the Prosperity Wheat, because it's difficult. You really have to tease all the flavor elements out in the mash tun, and then, through the process and fermentation. Just a lot of little things you have to think about and try and do. And it's not as straightforward as it seems.
You can kind of stretch your brewer muscles
Mm-hmm.
showing people this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting beer. There's not too many mainstream beers that are that have phenolics. POF positive. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Our ancestors sorted out all the phenolic stuff and got rid of it and all the yeast they were working with, except for these and some of the Belgians.
Yeah. They did it before it was cool.
Right. Right.
All right, now you got me Belgian-y. Is there a Belgian beer? Let's try a Belgian beer.
Well, we have the Snow Garden.
Perfect.
Let's give that a whirl. Winter White is what we call it.
And even though it's called Winter White, this is not a seasonal beer?
It is seasonal, yes.
It is seasonal?
So
Okay.
it's seasonal for when there's snow flying, which this year has not been a problem.
Yeah.
So it's available in Cleveland 6 months out of the year. Okay.
Yep. This is the first day we've seen some melting snow in the last 2 months.
So tell us kind of a little bit about this, what's in it. and-
Snow Garden, so it's got some coriander and some citrus, peel zest. It's got a specific yeast that we use that gives it some of the character, and lots of oats and wheat, obviously, but some unmalted wheat. So yeah, it's just a really cool beer.
It does use a Belgian yeast.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And again, there's a lighter side.
Well, it's 6%,
6%.
not like your
Oh.
traditional, like a Hoegaarden would be maybe 4 or 3.5. So this is a little heavier. It is a winter beer in that sense, and but I like the fact that it's got a very soft palate.
It does not. I mean, not that 6 is a high beer, but it doesn't taste at all like that. It's very, very easy drinking. It's not, and this is my thing. It's not too much on the coriander. You mentioned it's balanced. It's very balanced, I think.
Yeah, and it's not. if you think you don't like Belgian beers, you're not gonna find this off-putting
Right.
in a estery kind of way.
A lot of people will say, I like a wheat beer. So if they don't like Hefeweizen, they'll probably like this, because they're thinking more bland. But I don't want to call this bland. It's full of flavor, but it's not like
It's not hitting you over the
it's
head.
not it's not a Hefeweizen. It doesn't have all that stuff going on.
It's very good.
I love it.
Snow Garden, folks.
Yeah. If you're making a snowman, this is what you need in your hand.
This is what you need in your hand. Is that the tagline on there? I didn't see that.
It could be. It could be.
It will be next week.
Yeah.
We'll step back. We're talking about beers and stuff with the profiles. Going back to the time you kind of started getting into this, brewing your own beers, was there a gateway? We use the term gateway beer. We asked a lot of our brewer friends, what was that beer that made you say, wow, I no longer want a Budweiser, because it wasn't even Bud Light back then, it was just Budweiser. What made you think, my God, there's a whole other world? Now, I know German's going to be a big thing if you like German beers, but was there a domestic craft beer that kind of said, wow, there's a whole other world out there?
Well, when I was really starting to drink beer in college, there wasn't domestic craft beer. It just did not exist as a category, at least not in Ohio. I think Sierra Nevada was just getting started, and they certainly weren't out this way. So it was really like you had national breweries, you had regional breweries, and you had imports. So when I wanted something good, I would, instead of spending $5 for a case of beer, I'd spend $5 for a 6-pack of beer and get something imported, which I now know was incredibly stale, but still had more flavor than the other stuff. And then when I ran out of money, then I'd get the really cheap stuff.
And what was some of those import beers that you?
Well, back then, like you had Carlsberg Elephant, you had
Yep.
You had a few Belgians, several different German and Dutch beers. Really not a whole lot of breadth in the portfolio, but you know, one of the ones I can't really say it was around back then, but I love Duvel, the Belgian beer that's you know, very subtle and knocks you on the head. So yeah, those kinds of things are fun. But really, when I went to Germany and I could drink like good beer all day long, it was pretty amazing.
When you tried it, were you like, this doesn't taste like the Grolsch or whatever I get at home. This is like fresh and good.
Yeah. It doesn't have that skunk like Heineken.
It tastes like, yeah, I was left in the light for
Yeah,
a month.
yeah. One day, me and a couple of friends actually cut class from the school in Freiburg where we were studying, and just took the local brewery tour, and that was pretty awesome. That was my first getting inside a brewery, and it was. I didn't understand anything about what I was seeing, but it was pretty cool. Yeah, just to
Smell the malt, it smells awesome.
yeah,
And
see the copper and then the bottling line. And,
oh, nice.
And then, so you mentioned your brew system. You said is from Germany.
This,
Was it any connection? Was it anything going back to what you had seen back then, or a whole different world even from?
Yeah, so much has changed in the past, couple decades. But yeah, we went over there and vetted out several different vendors, and this was the one that was most agreeable to working with us, being a little flexible about some of the requirements we had. And that's good, because there's a lot of companies that just want to make something that fits in the shipping crate and they send it, and there it is. Well, we didn't want something that was going to be this far off the floor because it fit in a crate, so they shipped us the vessels, and then we put them on the legs and built out the whole lower brew house so it could accommodate somebody who's 6'4" without smashing my brain, running around flipping valves,
Yeah.
So
Did you have to weld it on site here? All the
lots.
oh
Yes.
man.
Yeah. This is an expensive build out, but that's one of the things I think people don't understand about brewing is the way you lay out your process affects the flavor that you can get in your beer. Like if you don't have a mashing system that allows you to do upward infusion or decoction, some people were excited about that. If you just have a straight single temperature mash, you're very limited in what you can use and your ingredients that you can use. Certain malts you can't use because they won't convert. So we designed this to be maximally flexible and give us the kinds of flavors we're looking for. And that's why we can make nice, clean lager beers. I mean,
So I imagine you're.
that's my pedigree, I think. I love lager beer.
I can imagine your experience building out the breweries you did before gave you some insight. If I ever had to do this again, this run would not be this long. I'll shorten this up.
I can point out a lot of mistakes I've done. Go across the street.
Well, they're doing okay. It
They're
seems
doing
like.
okay.
Yeah.
They're fine. They fix them all.
Now, I mean, we were talking a little bit earlier. So your name is Norwegian, correct?
Yep.
So are there any Norwegian beers that you've enjoyed, and have you ever brewed any styles? I mean, is there a style that's prominent in Norway?
There are some traditional Norwegian sort of farmhouse beers. We've played around with some of the Kvike yeast in the brew pub, but with nothing like on this scale. Although we do have a beer made with spruce tips, which I think would be definitely at home in Norway, because you just go pick the spruce tips and throw them in, and But no, I mean Norway is actually heavily dominated by traditional German style brewing, although they probably don't want to admit it.
And vodka, probably too, right?
Yeah, yep, akavit, yeah. But yeah, I have not gone over and really had time to delve into the Norwegian craft beer scene. I would like to, just need to find time to get away.
Is there any of the any names of beers I would recognize that you brewed with the Kvike yeast? Just tap house offerings, or
Yeah, it was just at the brew pub.
Okay.
Yeah.
I messed around with it a little bit, and it's
Interesting.
you can turn an IPA around like that.
Yeah, yeah. Fermenting at 90 degrees is
I don't know if it's worth it,
counterintuitive.
but-
Yeah. Well, should we drink something else?
Yeah, let's do it. Should we move on to the homebrew happenings?
After I get a beer in my hand, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
okay. Nothing's going on. I'm not doing nothing.
Well, I saw your note on here. I mean, why didn't you? I mean,
It was 32 degrees or 38 degrees today. I should have brewed.
you should have brewed.
I should have brewed. So, yeah, I still have that Saison ingredients. I'm going to throw that in the mash tun
Something
soon.
different.
So yuzu is a fruit, right?
Yep.
A Japanese.
It is a Japanese fruit that kind of blends sort of like grapefruit, orange, and lemon all together somehow.
So very citrusy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we use yuzu juice and a little bit of zest to make this. So it's a light lager. It's got rice in it, keeping with the whole Japanese theme. And yeah, it's a little cloudy, but
Oh, definitely
it's
smells
got
citrus.
Oh, wow.
citrus.
Yeah.
And this pairs well with Japanese food,
Yeah.
sushi, things like that. We actually started making this for a Japanese restaurant here in town, and then we said, "Oh, that's really good. Maybe we should put that out to a wider audience." And so now we are.
There's a dry finish at the end.
Is there
Very citrusy.
something in the yuzu that
Makes it
contributes to the cloudy, a pectin or something?
Yeah, it does give it a little cloudiness. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good though.
And I'm seeing what 4.7%.
Yes. Yeah. So quite light, but yeah, a fun little variation on the lager theme.
And is this a seasonal or?
This is going to be year round. We're trying to make it that way. As long as it pulls through in the market, which I think it will. It's going into one of our variety packs that we're doing, our lager pack.
okay.
So you'll see it out there.
What lagers are going to be in the pack? Do we know yet? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Now you're putting me to the test. I think it's going to be
Every variety
correct
pack
me if
is a
I'm
little
wrong.
bit different, so you have to buy as many as you can.
Cleveland Light, Hometown.
Okay.
Yes, I got it right. All right, those three.
Yeah, that's a solid variety pack right there.
Yeah, we do a lot of different variety packs. So we got like shandy packs, and we've got seasonals. So I have to try and remember.
I like to get the variety packs, especially if there's one that you can't get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great way. I mean, when we go to bars and breweries, we generally do flights because we like to try different stuff. So I mean,
Yeah.
if you think about it, a variety pack is your flight at home, and to be able to get that, take it home, as long as you're not stuck with one that you don't care for. I mean, between my wife and I, at least one of us will usually like something.
Oh, somebody's gonna drink that.
Yep.
If not, just goes on the fridge and it's for lawnmower days. But
Don't worry, beer doesn't go to waste.
No.
In my house.
no, it'll get drunk. Very nice.
Yeah, that's good.
So you talk about homebrew. So you didn't brew. You're
Didn't brew. Well, maybe someday. Maybe someday I'll brew.
Any pro brew happenings? Anything going on at Market Garden? Any events and/or big releases of any beers or variety packs?
Yeah. So variety packs are getting out there. The lager pack, and we've got a shandy pack. So it's got several different variations of shandy. That's always fun. And events. We've got Stout It Out Loud coming up very soon at the Butcher and Brewer.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
I was gonna say. I think I actually saw the award on top of the bar back
Yeah,
there.
yeah, we won. Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, that was cool. So we'll have the cool runnings at pouring there. So look for that.
Good. We'll try that because we're not gonna be able to go. We're gonna be out of town. So.
You have any music coming up this weekend? That's
We do,
noteworthy?
but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
It's,
Well, come on out
But if
and
you
check
want
it
to find
out.
out, you just go to marketgarden.com. Is that
Yes.
all right?
yep. Yeah, it's on there.
Facebook, Instagram, it's all up there
Yep.
on the socials. Other things, Pro Brew, we have Fatheads have their lineup came out, and I see that their Hazy Headhunter is going to be a year-round release now. It was just a seasonal, so that's kind of cool. Speaking of variety packs, the Bumbleberry pack is coming out. They have a kind of interested in the lemonade version of Bumbleberry. Plus, they have Stumbleberry and Crumbleberry and regular old Bumbleberry. So,
Have you guys ever done a blueberry beer?
We have not.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we did one on our pilot system, but it was like big time blueberries. Yeah, like Oompa Loompa. You know, you turn blue when you drink it.
A great name for a beer.
Yeah. Yep.
it seems like it's been done.
Yeah,
Oompa Loompa?
there's an
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there is.
You mentioned hazy IPA, so we do have those. This is Hang Loose, which is our sort of our double hazy that's out right now.
Oh, okay.
8%er. It's quite good, and
Take that, Fatheads.
yeah, and then we have others that we do throughout the year. So
Yeah.
we got our
Variety pack?
Fingers
Hazy variety pack coming out?
no, I don't like IPA variety packs because that's kind of where IPAs go to die.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to move them somehow, you know. Now, IPAs move well on their own.
Yeah, they do. We've got, speaking of IPAs, so we have two sort of year-rounders. Citramax is our mainstream. We've been doing that for years. And then we have Crispy here, which is a kind of a new one. We came out with that last year. So Citramax is traditional kind of West Coast IPA, lots of malt, lots of hops, all rolling together. Crispy, much kind of lighter profile, crispy, cleaner, different kinds of hops, and so they're a really good comparison. You know, different ways you can go with IPA.
And Party Lights?
Party Lights. This is a seasonal. This is our Weizenbock. So we call it winter wheat, but yeah, could be fun to try. If you're, yep. All right. Sounds like a vote.
Also, Fatheads has it's called Excursion Brewing Company. It's kind of their line of NA beers going to be coming out this year. And they also, since they acquired the rights to the Buckeye Brewing Light, they're going to be releasing that. And I think that's coming out by itself, 6 packs. So,
Light lager, you say? I don't know.
yeah.
I don't think that's going to work.
Don't come at me, bro.
So
Winter wheat.
yeah, 7.4 ABV, traditional German Weizenbock. So you know, Weizen beer, but stronger, darker, and yeah, full of all the spicy phenolics and stuff.
Actually smells like
Oh,
a
yeah.
bison.
A little bit smoky.
Oh,
There's a whole lot going on in there.
yes.
Yeah.
A party in your mouth, you might say. Or you might not.
It's a half a Weizen that then hits you with malt at the back.
Yeah, it's a Bock beer. You know, that's what they're known for. So, very obscure style, really. Not too many people would go this way.
I mean, how's that compared to a Dunkelweizen?
So yeah, you're taking a dark wheat and then you're amplifying the amount of malt that you're using to get up into that Bock realm.
So similar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me a little bit of a Dunkelweizen, but you usually still get that banana flavor, but you got the dark malt.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely in the same category.
Okay.
I dig it.
You dig it? You having a party there?
I am in my mouth.
Gotta get a T-shirt.
I think we got to talk about Phoenix and Four Paws released their malted milk mustache stout. It was last weekend. You guys went out there, checked it out?
Yeah, we
It's
went out
pretty good.
to. We didn't make it out to Phoenix, but we did make it this past weekend out to Four Paws.
Yeah.
To try the malted milk mustache white stout. It was very good.
Yeah. I got to get out there. They're open again.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're open. I just saw pictures today that they were kind of behind on pouring their kitchen, but the floor looks like it got poured today. Actually, it's supposed to be
cold, right?
It was supposed to be done 2 weeks ago, before they reopened.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going strong. They had a couple beers there. I actually was talking with Scott. Remember Scott?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's got his first recipe that he's going to be brewing. That's his own.
Cool, cool.
And it is a blueberry beer.
Okay.
Is it called Oompa Loompa?
It should be.
If you're out there, Scott, think about that, or some version of that. Loompa Oompa.
Yeah. I also saw Alley Cat Oyster Bar in the Flats is now brewing on site there, and they're aligned with Collision Bend somehow.
That's what. Yeah,
We got
I
a.
was told.
That's what Northeast Ohio Craft Beverage News told me today when I was looking at stuff for the show. So I don't know if they were purchased or they're the same conglomerate. I don't know. Same investor. Collision Bend bought them. Okay. We got to
I'm
talk
just trying to
to
figure out where they actually
partner.
where they're actually
talk to
brewing
Luke
down there.
about that. Yeah. So.
They might be making it at Collision Bend to bring over.
over there. That's what I would think. I'd be shocked if they're brewing it on site there, but 'cause that's a big
Never know.
move to put a brewery system in an oyster place. But
Yeah, for real. So beer events coming up. We just talked about Stout It Out Loud, Butcher and the Brewer. That's this Saturday. Sunday. My
Sunday
bad.
the 15th.
This is Cleveland.com. Get tickets there. It's a great event. I don't know. Maybe we'll go. I gotta check in there
There you
for the
go.
passport. Winter Warmer, of course, March 7th.
We will be there. Yep.
It's a great event. Windows on the River. OhioCraftBeer.org. Get your tickets there. I hear VIP is already sold out.
Yes, I did see that.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm going to have to volunteer for someone. And by volunteer, I mean pour a couple beers and then run around, drink beer. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well, stick me down by the high ABV.
While the rest of
that's
us
what
are
you get.
working,
Yeah.
yes.
Kilts and Kegs at Collision Bend in the Flats, February 28th, 7 p.m. Whoa, what was that?
I have no anything. So is it because of the?
Air conditioning systems.
Oh, okay. As long as it doesn't get in my beer.
Don't water that down.
Then it turns into ice spot.
Very good.
We can't get out of here before we try that barley
We got to
wine.
do the barley wine.
Okay.
first.
Yeah.
What's kilts and kegs? What is that event even? Do you know? I've not
It's
heard
like
of
a pre St. Patty's Day, like a month before Psych Up party.
it. Okay.
Yeah. Kilts and kegs. I mean,
One day's just not enough, huh?
yeah, gotta get ready for it. You have to train.
Well, I've
So-
got a kilt. I might have to do something.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got some kegs too.
Yeah.
And then I see you've got on here our friends, two of our friends at Two Friends Brewing. They've got their 1-year anniversary party
Oh
coming
yeah.
up.
Before you come to Windows on the River, go down to Two Friends Brewing and say hi to Dan and Ozimba.
That is on the same day, yep, on March 7th.
Ozimba said, wait, one of them says, we can do both. The other one says,
Pretty sure that was Dan.
yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see him try. That'd be fun.
All right,
Okay,
so
this
now-
is last year's.
2025 Old Groundhog barley wine, and so it's got a groundhog on it. It's supposed to come out for Groundhog Day. This has already won some awards for us, and it's supposed to be. First year was 9.3%, and then the next year we said, we can probably do better, and it landed at 14. So that's what this is. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happens.
Is that still available?
This is like the last couple 6-packs I have. I just keep it for competitions. But this, the barrel aged version, will be coming out on draft here probably the next 2 weeks.
So this is for me a underappreciated style, and
Yeah,
people
it's old school. It's throwback.
People get scared. They see barley wine. They think it's a wine. They get very confused. But it's one of my favorite styles.
That's kind of why we wanted to do it. We wanted to make a barley wine just because you can't find them anymore. Nobody really does them much. So kind of like imperial stouts, but those are more common. These are like it's like a 90s beer. So
this is
it's
perfect,
fun.
perfect temperature
Yeah.
too. But when you sit somewhere, this
Oh
is
yeah, I agree.
room temperature. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yes, it opens up quite a bit, and it's it's got a lot of malt in the background, but it's not overwhelmingly. It's not cloying, I don't think.
I mean, it's not boozy and it's not overly sweet, which sometimes barley wines can get a little too sweet, which I don't think this one is.
That's mine because they don't attenuate.
Yeah, this one fermented down. It we supercharged the yeast and it went to town.
Very nice.
Just California ale, or what did you use?
Yep. Yeah. Same yeast we use in our Citramax and some of our other beers. Nice, just nice neutral kind of yeast. Let the malt do the talking. I love making malt forward beers. I mean, I love lager beers, but like we make a Scotch ale at Wallace Tavern. It's really good. Bock beers are fun. We have a Doppelbock down in the pilot system.
She's going around and get a sip.
Oh, here.
Yeah. So yeah, there's something to be said for just letting malt do the talking, and hops have gotten kind of overdone, I think, by craft brewing in the last few years, last decade or so. So let the main ingredient, in my opinion, the backbone of beer is malt. So if you can work with that, there's all kinds of fun that can be had there.
And there's all kinds of new maltsters coming out with different malts, and you can experiment with them. And
Yep, new malt varieties being developed. I've got a friend who's works at the OARDC down in Worcester. He's a barley genomist, and so we did a pilot batch with him. We put on tap here. It's a new varieties developing. It's a pretty cool thing. We're going to actually be talking about it at Great Lakes on Friday for a Master Brewers meeting.
cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
So I mean, with the ingredient, I mean, do you have the opportunity to buy a lot of local malts and other things? I know there's not too many maltsters anymore up here as there used to be, but
Yeah, it's a tough game to get into. It takes a lot of financial resources. It's interesting when you study malting, like the average expected lifespan for a maltings is 100 years, which from a business model perspective just blows your mind, right? Like, what's the payback on that? How many decades is that going to take, right? And that's of course for a big scale maltings, but we've seen some people try to get into it locally and have met with limited success, I would say. So it's like growing hops commercially too. Same thing, difficult to do because there's a lot of entrenched players that have been doing it for decades, if not centuries, and you got to be able to make something that's fundamentally different or better. How do you differentiate yourself? Local's nice, but you still have to have all the quality built in and a great product. It's tough. It's a tough game out there.
and all you need is one bad climate year, and
Yeah.
you're financially it can be a huge hardship. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I like what my friend Eric is doing at OARDC. He's studying winter hardiness. So, Ohio used to be a major barley growing region and malting region back in the 19th century. And then it all kind of moved further north and west. We would be a really good environment for growing winter barley, which is where you plant it in like November and you harvest it early spring. And the reason is, instead of spring barley, which is planted in the spring and harvested in the summer, corn, which is all around us, is a really filthy crop. It has all kinds of diseases and pests, and so it will contaminate barley that's grown in the summertime. So if you get it out of the ground before the corn comes up, you have a fair chance of making something that is good. You just have to have something that will survive the winter.
So you need to buy a lot of land so you can have a buffer zone from this dirty corn.
About 100 miles, which you can't do in Ohio. There's no way.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Malt is cool.
Malt is cool.
All right.
Well, we have to try the barrel.
That's barrel-
Yeah,
So
totally agree.
is this taking the same barley wine and putting it into a barrel, or you brewed another batch?
We brewed another batch
Okay.
back in June, and then we pulled it out after fermentation and put it into maple bourbon barrels. So we went to Bissell Maple Farm out in Ashtabula area, and actually they're in Jefferson, and they age maple syrup in bourbon and rum barrels for about 6 months, and then they sell the barrels, and the barrels they taste great because you get that maple syrup and
The bourbon.
all the bourbon. And
Do you know
oak.
what kind of bourbon barrels they were?
Whose were these? Can't remember. They might have been. I don't think they were Dickel. They were. I don't know.
Okay.
I had to go down and look. They're actually sitting right downstairs. We could find out.
14%.
Yep, it is just as stiff.
It's not more with those in the bourbon barrel, or
You pick up a little bit maybe, but really, the maple syrup got first crack at that. So, by the way, that maple syrup that's been aged in those barrels is just amazing. Yeah,
believe that.
get some if you can.
Again, it's not too sweet. You think the maple syrup, but I think it's smoothed it out a little bit. There's like
It
a
does.
creaminess or smoothiness to it versus
Yeah, it rounds it out.
versus taking anything away from the flavor. I don't think it's adding a maple flavor. I think it's just adding a texture to it more than anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I still get plenty of oak character and those vanilla notes, but yeah, you don't get the harsh heat that you sometimes get from barrel aged stuff. So I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
That's very good.
And if you're a fan of wood aged beer, well, there you go. We do that too.
I mean, you do get a little bit of the oak, so it is different than the other one we had. I think that's the only distinctive flavor, other than the fact that it's a little bit creamier.
Yeah, the mouthfeel is a little bit softer,
Yeah.
and I would expect it to be the other way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Can't
nice.
argue that. Very well. And so that one is coming out on tap here.
Within, I'd say 2 weeks. Yeah, we've been so busy putting in some different equipment that we've had to, this was supposed to be out for Groundhog Day. Here we are, a couple, well,
But it
few
might
days later.
might make it for the winter warmer. Yeah.
It could,
That'd be
yeah.
a perfect one for the winter warmer.
Yeah. Maybe we'll throw a sixtel in there.
That's how Davey gets blacked out. Winter warmer. 14% beers. Come on.
Which, Dave, I did see it did show up on my Facebook page about the golf cart girls. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah.
So they are doing golf carts for the winter warmer from a bunch of local breweries, Brick and Barrel, Forest City. You guys might be one of them too. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 breweries. You can park at the brewery. They will drive you in the golf cart down to winter warmer and then drive you back to your car at the brewery, where you can eat some food before you drive home.
That's
Yeah.
could be a very cold golf cart ride.
I'm going to say it's probably going to be more like a bus than a golf cart. Yeah.
But the bus girl has a different ring than golf cart girl.
Well, they said they were street golf, or what do they call it?
Maybe there's ladies at the street that drive buses. You
Could be
never know.
that. There
I
was,
mean, it is
That's a different business model altogether. I don't know if we should. We can't. The BlabberMalt is a family show. We can't promote that.
Talk about that.
so, I mean, Andy, I want to thank you so much for having us down here today. This has been fabulous, showing off your space to us, talking about your beers, talking about you. We talked a little bit earlier. Hopefully, we'd love to have you come in studio where we can maybe get more into some of your paths that you took from college to getting here in your beer journey. You've also touched a lot of different places other than Market Garden and made some impressions at those places as well. So hopefully we can continue a conversation about that at a later date. So maybe we'll get that next couple months on the books.
It'd be
But-
super fun.
But again, thank you so much for opening up the hospitality your place here. The Market Garden, again, we're in the production facility, which is off of West 24th Street, which is kind of in the parking lot of the West Side Market. They've got their Market Garden Pub, which is the one most people are familiar with, right next to the West Side Market. Your Bright Side across the street.
Yep.
Used to be Bar Centos. We used to go there when it was Bar Centos, which had a nice Belgian beer concept. I appreciate it. I know it may not have been a good business model because Belgian beers are kind of hit and miss, but
It was, but after 15 years, it kind of played out.
But we really did appreciate you guys doing that. It was a nice having a place like that here in Cleveland. And then Nano, just down the street, just a little bit past Mitchell's there. Their production facility where you've got your taps with guest beers as well as some of your stuff. I kind of think rounds out the Market Garden family, right?
Yeah, and let me throw a plug in for the West Side Market itself, which is undergoing renovations right now. $50 million plus renovation, long overdue, but the produce arcade has been redone on the short end and is really much better, far fewer vendors, but better vendors, which is amazing because there was always a problem with produce. And then now they're redoing the long hallway, I guess you want to call it, and they're also putting some infrastructure into the main market itself. So if you haven't been there in a while, stop in, check it out, and then come join us for a beer.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It used to be our Saturday mornings. We'd time it so that we'd finish doing our shopping just in time for you guys to open up.
There we go. Yeah.
Perfect. So we got some stuff coming up on the show. Next weekend, we're going to be at Mosaic Brewing down in Tremont with Bart and crew. Yeah. Pretty excited to get in there. They opened up and they couldn't. We wanted to get in there like opening week, but they're pretty busy. So we put them on the schedule for next week. February 24th, we're going to be at the Cleveland Brew Shop talking to Darren Cross in the new location off of St. Clair. It's a pretty cool place. They're doing some other things, getting into more crafty kind of stuff, different fermentations. They're also doing coffee bean roasting, selling roasters and green beans. So
I understand you might be getting into that.
I'm into it, but I haven't roasted in a while. But I'm going to get some beans.
You haven't been toasted in a while? You haven't roasted in a while.
I haven't roasted in a while. I've been toasted plenty. March 3rd, we're going to have Jen is coming into the studio from Destination Cleveland. We're going to be talking everything Brewery Passport.
Yep.
Yep.
Get an update on all the changes that they've made for 2026.
Yeah. Talk about the app and
some of the new
prize
breweries that
system,
are on as
yeah.
well, which Mosaic is one of the new breweries for 2026. We'll be out there.
Yeah. And then the following week, March 10th, we're going to have Carl from Brick and Barrel and Zach from Laughing Bomb. We're going to be at Laughing Bomb talking about two brewers making wine and the challenges and synergies of those two crafts. I think that's going to be a pretty cool show.
Yep.
So, yeah. And then we got more stuff coming up.
Yep. Still round out. Maybe sometime after that or in April, we'll get Andy in there.
We'll corner him and grill him about
Why?
Great Lakes and
Dogfish.
All
yeah.
the stuff.
All the stuff. Yeah.
All the impacts. So, again, where do they find us?
The BlabberMalt Show, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify, and at BlabberMalt, Instagram, Threads, and X. Although I've never posted anything on Threads, I don't think, ever.
And again, Market Garden, they can find you.
At West 25th and West 24th Street and www.marketgardenbrewery.com. And we're all over.
Facebook and
We're on
Instagram,
all that stuff.
all the stuff.
Yeah.
You guys know how the
You'll find
internet
it.
works. Yeah. Search the internet. You know how this shit works.
Just type in my last name.
Yeah. I can't pronounce it.
If you can do that,
Find it.
then you deserve to get a free beer. All right.
And come down in a couple weeks and get some of this.
Yeah.
All right.
Groundhog.
Groundhog. That's right. The barrel aged groundhog. Yeah.
Yes,
It's pretty delish.
good.
absolutely. All right. There's only one thing left to say.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? All
Yeah.
right.
Stay malty, Cleveland.
There you go.